Hey guys, welcome back. This is Game with Graham. Alright guys. Whew. I am exhausted. I just completed my schoolwork for IT fundamentals. Now, here's the thing. I have no clue how to add all this up. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is. So in homework grade, I got an 88. On my labs, I got a 91. My first exam's a 92. And my exam 2 is a 67. Now, guys, he just uploaded this. He finally graded everything that I did, which I am so stoked. Okay, so the first exam, I got a 92 out of 100. Now, that's the final, or that's not the final, that's the midterm exam. Now, the only reason why I got a 92 on that one is I was able to print out all my stuff, like all the work that I had done. And I literally was focused in class constantly because I wanted to know everything. Now, the reason why I got a 67 on my final is I was not able to print everything out. I And I do mean this, guys. I want to show you guys real quick here. I'm going to go ahead and go to what I normally do for my work. I have all this stuff right here. Now, I deleted the midterm one, but I had all this stuff, and the only thing I could print out is my practice for my midterm and my lectures. That was the only thing that I was able to print out. All this other stuff that I had, the study guides and all that, I could not print out. So that's why I got a 67. But I just got my final grade. It's an 83.67. So let's look at this here. I thought it was an 83.98. And it is what? 86.67. So 86.67. Right? 86.67. I'm like literally dumbfounded. So we're going to go ahead and go into here. Now this is my syllabus. So he said I got an 86.67, which is a B. I passed with a B, guys. Woohoo! I passed with a B. Yes! Yes! I am so stoked. He just added that. Like, okay, so after my final exam, I went into upcoming, and it showed that I was missing one lab. And I am so glad I looked because I didn't realize that I had missed that lab. So I literally was just like kind of checking to make sure I had everything turned in, because tonight at midnight was the due date to be able to complete everything. So if I wouldn't have looked at upcoming, I literally would have missed one lab. So because I completed all my labs and everything, I got a 91% on my labs, and my homework was 88%. 92 was the midterm exam, and 67% was my final, which was a D+. So if you go into the syllabus, a 67, I had a D. I did not fail. It wasn't below 60, so I'm very, very happy with myself. I got a B. I'm so happy. Whew, now I can breathe. Now, here's the thing, guys. Because I made a 67, There's things I did not know. Um, when you're going into IT fundamentals, I'll show you guys my class. Um, this is what it's called. Fundamentals. Now, the thing is I didn't know I was going to have to know Microsoft Word, JavaScript, all that stuff. If I would have known that, I would have taken that first. So I'm just like, oh, but I passed. I passed better than I thought I did. I averaged it as an 83. Holy crap, guys, I'm so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I didn't give up. I just tried. I tried my hardest on the final. I'm happy with my grade. 67 is passing. It's a D, but it's passing. I was so scared on the final that I was going to fail. But then I prayed and I asked God to please help me on this test because I couldn't print all my stuff out. I have a printer, but it has no ink. I ran out of ink, guys. I was so worried about this final exam. I was really worried on what my grade would be. I could take a deep breath. I'm done until October. Woo! Oh, sorry if I made you guys deaf. I guess I should have warned you. Oh, man, I am so lightheaded right now. Oh, my gosh. An 86.67. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I passed with a B. Now, when I was in high school, I was making B's and C's. There was only one class that I was failing, and I think that was like English. And I hated English. You know, the commas, the punctuations, all that stuff. I hated that class. That class was the worst class. But I had to bring my grade up in English for me to get a Super Nintendo. I made a deal with my dad. I said, if I get my grade up in English, will I get a Super Nintendo? I got it up to a C minus. I went to my dad with my report card and I said, see, Dad, now you can go and buy me a Super Nintendo. He looks at me and says, what? I said, you promised if I got my grade up in English that you would give me a Super Nintendo. He looks at me and says, I didn't agree to that. I'm like, Dad, you even said yes. He says, well, was I watching my TV program? Really, Dad? You said that if I got my grades up, I could get a Super Nintendo. My mom looks at me and says, good job. You did awesome. You got your grades up. And I said, but where's my Super Nintendo? My mom looks at me, you have an Atari. I said, Mom, you know how old the Atari is? She's like, well, you know how much that game system costs? And I'm like, I don't know, but I want a Super Nintendo. My mom says, well, ask around Christmas time. I forgot to ask for it for Christmas. I ended up wanting a boombox because I think I realized that my parents really couldn't afford a Super Nintendo because I think it was like $100 and something. Let's check real quick how much a Super Nintendo cost back in 1980. How much was a Super Nintendo? Oh, it was around 74. What? Oh my goodness. Oh, depending on the condition of the unit. How much was the Super Nintendo? Okay. Oh, $149.99. That's why my parents couldn't get it. It was $149.99. That's why they couldn't get it. Okay. Well, I understand that now. When I was growing up, I think I was like 9, and I was dying for a TV. And I put it on the top of my list. I said I want a black and white TV because black and white back then, the color was out. and the color was more expensive. Um, but I put it at the top of my list. That's all I wanted was a black and white TV, and dude, I got one. I was so lit. And my sister sat there and she was like, I even have a picture of me getting it. And my sister just looks at me and she's like, how come she got a TV? I'm not sure what she get. I know my brother, he got like a gun, a shotgun or something. I don't know. It was a gun. He used to go hunt rabbits and bring home rabbit food. I never really understood, how he brung the rabbits. My mom would clean them. I couldn't do that. I couldn't kill a bunny rabbit. No way and no way. I'd probably end up starving to death. I can't kill animals. I'm sorry. If it comes to starving, then I guess maybe. But I don't like killing animals. I don't even like going fishing and skinning a fish. So, yeah. But, whew. Oh, relief. I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna totally mark this. But yeah, the what it is the homework assignments were 15%, labs were 30%, my midterm was 25%, and my final grade was 30%. So what happened was I was over here adding these up. And how I was doing it was I was doing 88.3. So I'm going to bring out my calculator. I'm going to see if I can calculate it again. But I did 83.67 times 15%. And that came up to 12. That's impossible. Hold up. So it was 88.40 times 15%, which gave me a 1326. And then my labs were 9104. So 91.04 times, and then I go to here, times 30%. Go to my calculator. Times 30% equals 2732. And then I go to my my midterm, which was 92. So 92 times 25% equals 23. And then I took the final, which was 67. So 67 times, I think it was 30%. 30%, yep. Times 30%. And that was 2001. And I averaged that out wrong. Hold up, let me see here. Hold up real quick. So 30% was labs. So 9104. Okay, 91.04 times 30%. 30% was 27. 31. And then my midterm was a 92. So 92, 25%. So 92 times 25%, which is 23%. And then doing the midterm, 67 times 30%. Yeah, 30% times 30% equals 2001. Okay, so I got this wrong. Is 2001. So that's usually 10. And then so I add all this together. 13.26 plus 27.31 plus 23 plus 20.10. 80, yeah, I averaged 83.67, but he made it 86.67. Yeah. So, oh, it is 83.67. Okay, it is 83.67. There we go. And then an 83.67 is 83.67 still a B. Yay! I made a B. I think he changed it. I don't know. I made a B though. I'm still in shock. Like, I made a B. I mean, the final exam usually, determines if you fail, but I didn't fail the final. So, when I talked to him, I said, I don't know anything about doing, the frames and all the jibber jabber of the, Microsoft Office stuff, I wish I would have known this ahead of time. I would have done that class first, but it's okay. It's okay. I still passed. I averaged my grade as a B minus, so I am happy to announce I passed with a B. So, what is, hold up, let me see. Okay, so he said 83.67, so let's go in Google. I know I'm taking up all you guys' time. So 83.67. Make sure this is correct. Oh, I had opened two of them. Grade. 83. Dude, I passed. Oh, yeah. 83. I need an 83 grade. 83, not 85. Need 83. Okay, let's do letter grade. Letter grade. 83. This is corresponding with a letter grade B. Thus, 83 is a B. Yay! I already knew this. But anyway. Oh my goodness. Oof. I am done with this class. Now, I wanted to show you guys eventually when I go back to school. I'm taking two courses. One is IT hardware components. And then the other one, I can't remember what the other one is. But I got till August 17th, guys. My financial aid went through. I went to the cashier's office, make sure everything was good, that I wouldn't be dropped from my classes, because that happened before. But when I went to financial aid, I had to give them my Illinois ID. And my Illinois ID, I had to give my birth certificate. It was $50. But guess what? They got it here quick. I was at school, and I was done with class, and I asked my son, go check to see if it's here, because it says it's delivered. He checked, and he put it on my chair. I was so happy I got it. I put it in my lockbox, by the way. It's that fireproof thing. So, I can breathe. I can relax. Now, when I did my last lab, I got one wrong. One wrong. But that's okay. Take a deep breath, Grandma. I was so worried about my grade. I have done a lot of praying. I have done multitude of praying. Um, I was asking God, I said, just keep me calm. You know, it got to an hour and a half and what was it? I was on number 20. I was only, there was 50 questions. I was on number 20 and it was already close to 2 minutes. And I'm like, good grief, I'm never going to get done. But I only had I only had all this. This is all the stuff that I had. This is all the stuff that I had for 6 through 10. 6 through 10, guys. Um, it was about, let's see here. I'm going to tell you guys what it was about. Um, I got to get to the lectures. Okay, the lectures was like 14 pages on this one. But I had all my lectures printed out. I had all my what do you call them? Midterm study guides. I had a lot, but not enough. If I could have copied all my work, if I could have I put $5 on my account at school so I could print that out. I think I got like $1 something left, but yeah, it was rough. It was rough. I said, please God, I don't care what grade I get, just let me pass. That's all I care. I just wanted to pass the final. Because I think if I would have failed the final, if I would have gotten an F, I would have got probably a D. Or about a C something. I rarely ever, I've never gone to college courses before. I did a long time ago in 2008. I applied for financial aid and I got accepted. But the only thing is they were asking for my verification of my graduation. So I sent them a copy of my graduation. Guess what? I wasn't supposed to send the regular document. I was supposed to copy it and send it to them, and I did not know this. And now the school doesn't have my high school diploma. So I'm like, are you serious? So when I signed up for classes, I let her know the circumstances. And she says, well, you're not going for certification. And I said, no, I'm not. She says, okay, don't take the certifications, because if you do, then they're going to ask for a copy. And I'm like, ugh. So I am not doing any certifications. I told them I just want to take the course and pass it and go to the next one. Now the thing is, I got 2 classes next time. Now the first class is from 9 to 10, which is online, which I've never used online before, with like the Zoom and all that other stuff. I've never done that before. So I'm probably going to have to go in and figure out, how to do everything. But, at least I don't have to buy another book. The book that I have that's digital, I hate digital, by the way. I really hate digital. Because with digital, I have to print out basically everything. Now, all my courses that I take are for me building my own gaming PCs VR ready. And I'm not sure how I'm going to sell them yet. I have no clue. But I know my financial aid, they said they're going to deposit money in the bookstore either the 7th or the 8th, I think. At first I said the 7th, but the 7th is on a Sunday, so it can't be that day. And usually you're not going to know what they're going to send you to the bookstore. Now, I'm getting the MAP grant and what is it called? It's like a state funding map or something. And I'm getting two of those. But the only thing is I don't have to pay it back. And the only reason why is because I'm on disability, I'm on medical, and I'm on food stamps. So, I accidentally, when I went in to accept my awards for my financial aid, I accidentally did subsidized and unsubsidized. I'm like, no. So I had to go and sign a piece of paper saying I don't want those ones. Don't give me those ones. Those ones you have to pay back. So if you are planning to go to college and your parents are on food stamps, or they're having trouble with bills and they're not able to pay or whatever, you just go to the financial aid office, talk to them, tell them that your family's on food stamps, you really can't afford college. They have funding, which I never knew this. They have funding for people that are on food stamps and disability or whatever. I'm very happy that they have that, because it makes people feel comfortable. Now, back in the day when I had food stamps, we had this paper money stuff. I was so embarrassed to go to the store with those. I felt like I was cheap trash. I really felt horrible. Like it was the worst thing to walk in a grocery store and pay with those. It's very embarrassing because people look at you and say, "Oh, you use food stamps? Won't you ever get a job? Get a job. Stop living off the state." That's not true. That is totally not true. And back then, you show up with these paper things. People look at you like, "Oh, you don't work, you sit on your butt all day." That wasn't the case. I was on food stamps because I was working. I just, back then it was really hard because people discriminated against people using food stamps. Now it's digital. You got a card, you just swipe it, which makes me feel a lot better because then all the people in line don't know I'm using food stamps. It's very embarrassing. But thank you, Lord, for helping me with my tests. Thank you. I don't understand it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. If you're not religious, that's okay. That's okay. I don't hold anything against anybody if they're not religious. Everybody has their own beliefs. I think I can't remember what culture it was, but I remember people praying to Buddhists. I guess it's like a culture. I don't know what culture it is. I don't want to say the wrong thing and be like, "Ooh, I screwed up." Let's see what other religion. Now, I never knew that the Muslims, they do believe in Jesus. I didn't know this. I thought they, were praying to something else. Now, some of them, I would imagine, they don't pray to Jesus. They pray to whatever they pray to. But I have no discrimination. That's up to God. I don't judge people. That's up to God. I don't do that. But I'm still in awe of my B grade. I literally am shocked. I tried my hardest. I really did. Now, the funny thing is when I took my midterm, I went to the testing area because he said that you couldn't be at home because people Google search. So I went to the testing area and I had class. But I got there early. I got there right at 9 o'clock to take the test, and it wasn't ready yet. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" So I went to the library and I was studying. I was doing some studying. And I noticed it popped up. So I packed up my stuff and I went to the testing area. Well, I had class. And I had to get the midterm done. So I literally focused my time on midterm in the testing center at school. I went into class, I think it was like a half hour or something before the class ended. And I was sitting in class. I think I told you guys this, and I told him, he's like, you need to, Ellen, I need to see you after class. And when he talked to me, and I was just like, I did the midterm, that's why I was late. And he's like, oh, you did it. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I don't know if he said I'm sorry, but it made me feel good that he knew I wasn't just skipping class. Even though, I could have basically ended the day. But I didn't want to just not show up. Yeah. I went to him on Thursday, and my grade thingy, my average was 52%, and I asked him, I said, why is it 52%? I don't understand. And he said, well, once you do the final grade and all the homework's done, the labs are done, you got midterm done, don't worry about that. And then he said, once the final exam is submitted, that he will grade it and it will go into the average. I'm still so happy. I'm just going to take that B and put it up and say, woohoo! But the last test was really hard. It had to do with JavaScript, data analysis, all that stuff. And I don't know any of that stuff. So if you plan on taking IT fundamentals, make sure you take the Microsoft Office and all that stuff first. I didn't know this. If I would have known this, I would have done that first. But I have funding for 6 years for school. So the next two classes is IT Tech, where it's hardware. And my second one, I think it was like IT protocols or something. I can't remember what it is, but oh my goodness. I'm still like in awe that I passed. I am thanking God so much because I was really worried that I was gonna flunk. When you see an average grade and you see it's low, but your homework is high, your labs are high, and I think what got it up was my midterm. Midterm was basically that saved me, was my midterm. That's the thing that basically saved my butt, was my midterm. Because I think, if you add it up, hold up, let's see. So let's say I add 13.26 plus 27.31 plus 20.10 equals 60. So let's say I would have made an 87. So plus 2010. My final grade would have been 80. And 80 is passing with a B. So, I still would have passed, but I passed with an 8367. Whew. I'm telling you guys, I'm so happy. I am so happy. So guess what that means, guys? I can start gaming again. Woohoo! I have been playing State of Decay. I know, guys. I play State of Decay. I love State of Decay. It's part 2. I was playing State of Decay. I cleared all the blood plagues, and I was just going around, and dealing with groups and, helping people out with food or medical or whatever. And all of a sudden, it was like, you got to meet up here with the group. So I went to that area, and we had to defend the area. So I defended it, and then all of a sudden it just showed a symbol, and I'm like, wait, is the game over? Seriously? And it literally is like a story base. So because I completed that, it advanced me to the new world. And now I have more blood plagues to get rid of. Yay! But I noticed when I first started, someone asked for food. So I gave them some food. Then they asked for medical. I gave them medical. Then they asked for more food. And I'm like, dude, I just helped you with food. I helped you with food. I helped you with medical. I'm not doing it again. And then I heard him say, you know, you're not helping us and we're going to leave. And I'm like, go for it. It's like, I'm not a handout, mister. I'm not going to provide food when my group needs food. Moron. No, not moron, but that's what I used to say, you know, if something was like crazy or, you know, I would say moron. But then I learned what moron meant, and I'm like, oh, I did not know what that meant. Now, a lot of times, you know, me and my son, I'd be preparing meat, and I say, I'm beating the meat. And he just looks at me and says, I was like, what? I'm beating the meat. And he's like, Mom, do you know what beat the meat means? And I'm like, yeah, I'm beating the meat. I'm chopping up the meat. He's like, no, Mom, look it up. I looked it up. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of a joke now. You know, when I'm doing the meat, I says, look, Teach, I'm beating the meat. I don't mean it in that way, though. My grandfather used to say beat the meat because that's basically what they had to do. They had to literally beat down the meat, you know. Never thought of it being sexual. I didn't know that. There's a lot of things I don't know. But I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I literally thought I was gonna either get a D or I was gonna completely fail. So, that is the end of the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later. This is Grandma signing out. Adios, amigos. Doses. I'm out.